Well, that was pretty crazy. I didn't know that they had another time turner. I guess it should have occurred to me that there was more than one. But I don't know, just the way they were talking about it made it seem like it was the only one. Um, but why did Draco ever say anything? Like why? I mean, I don't know. Um, I mean, I understand. Like, I mean, Harry's got a good point because yeah, they don't know if they knew that they were on October 30th, 1981, they could go back to that time. Harry would. No, they couldn't because if they had, Harry, you know, all right, I don't know. Maybe 17-year-old Harry wouldn't have been able to resist um, getting his parents back. Maybe 40-year-old Harry would be able to resist that because he knows that it would change too much. So maybe he would be able to resist that temptation, but it would be very difficult because if you can go back to October 30th, 1981, then you could save Lily and James Potter and so much. Like we don't know what would happen. Well, see, Voldemort wouldn't have fallen if they hadn't died. Well, if Lily hadn't died for Harry and then Voldemort, tried to kill Harry, then he wouldn't have fallen that night. He could have fallen some other way. But like just yeah, it would have changed way too much. So they couldn't do that. But we don't know what Albus and Scorpius are gonna do and what Delphi's gonna do. We know what she's gonna try to do, but we don't know who's gonna succeed. Oh boy. Act 4, Scene 5. Godric's Hollow, outside James and Lily Potter's house, 1981. Albus: we tell my granddad and grandma. Scorpius: that they'll never get to see their son grow up? Albus: she's strong enough. I know she is. You saw her. Scorpius: she looked wonderful, Albus, and if I were you, I'd be desperate to talk to her. But she needs to be able to beg Voldemort for Harry's life. She needs to think he might die. And you're the worst spoiler in the world that didn't turn out to be true. That's really funny. I like that. But it's a good point, yeah. Yeah, he's pretty smart, this one. Albus: Dumbledore. Dumbledore's alive. We get Dumbledore involved. We do what you did with Snape. Scorpius: can we risk him knowing that your dad survives? That he has kids? Albus: he's Dumbledore. He can cope with anything. Scorpius: Albus, there have been about 100 books written on what Dumbledore knew, how he knew it, or why he did what he did. But what's undoubtedly true, what he did, he needs to do, and I'm not going to risk messing with it. I was able to ask for help because I was in an alternate reality. We aren't. We're in the past. We can't fix time only to create more problems. If our adventures have taught us anything, they've taught us that. The dangers of talking to anyone, infecting time, are too great. Albus: so we need to talk to the future. We need to send Dad a message. Scorpius: but we don't have an owl that can fly through time, and he doesn't have a time turner. Albus: we get a message to Dad. He'll find a way to get back here, even if he has to build a time turner himself. Scorpius: we send a memory, like a pensive. Stand over him and send a message. Hope he reaches for the memory at exactly the right moment. I mean, it's unlikely, but... Stand over the baby and just repeatedly shout, help, help, help. I mean, it might traumatize the baby slightly. Albus: only slightly. Scorpius: a bit of trauma now is nothing compared to what's happening. And maybe when he then thinks later, he might remember the faces of us as we shouted. Albus: help. Scorpius looks at Albus. Scorpius: you're right, it's a terrible idea. Albus: it's one of your worst ideas ever. Scorpius: got it. We deliver it ourselves. We wait 40 years. We deliver it. We wait 40 years. As though that's nothing. That's how we can just, what are they gonna do? Just hang out and play cards? Albus, not a chance. Once Delphi has set time the way she wants, she'll send armies to try and find us, kill us. Scorpius, so we hide in a hole? Albus, as pleasurable as it will be to hide in a hole with you for the next 40 years, they'll find us, and we'll die, and time will be stuck in the wrong position. No, we need something we can control, something we know he'll get at exactly the right time. We need a... Scorpius. Aww. I mean, I assume he was being sarcastic when he said, as pleasurable as it will be to hide in a hole with you for the next 40 years. I mean, I think he was just, I don't think he was being, sincere about it, but this is, Scorpius. There's nothing. Still, if I had to choose a companion to be at the return of eternal darkness with, I'd choose you. Albus. No offense, but I'd choose someone massive and really good at magic. Anyway. Lily exits the house with baby Harry in a pram. She carefully puts a... Oh my god, this is crazy. I'm not really reading ahead. I read one sentence. Lily exits the house with baby Harry in a pram. She carefully puts a blanket on him. And then my mind just explodes. Oh my god, it's the blanket. They're gonna, oh my god. And he's realizing the blanket. Oh my god. I don't know. His blanket. She's wrapping him in his blanket. I love Scorpius. Scorpius. Well, it is a moderately cold day. Albus. He always said it's the only thing he had from her. Look at the love with which she's put it on him. I think he'd like to know about that. I wish I could tell him. Yeah, so like I was saying earlier that he was just not at a point emotionally where he could appreciate the meaning of the blanket. And so maybe he's learning that, but he's also going to use it somehow. Scorpius. And I wish I could tell my dad. Well, I'm not sure what. I think I'd like to tell him that I'm occasionally capable of more bravery than he might think I am. Albus has a thought. Albus. Scorpius. My dad still has that blanket. Scorpius. That won't work. If we write a message on it now, even really small, he'll read it too soon. Time will be spoiled. Albus. What do you know about love potions? What's the ingredient they all contain? Scorpius. Amongst other things, pearl dust. Albus. Pearl dust is a relatively rare ingredient, isn't it? Scorpius. Mainly because it's pretty expensive. What's this about, Albus? Well, okay, so the blanket, when Harry gave it to him, he threw it across the room. It hit the love potion Ron gave him, and so I guess he's gonna write it. Yeah, they're gonna use the love potion. Spelling on it will reveal the message, I guess. But so why is he gonna go into Albus's room and look at the blanket? What's this about, Albus? Albus. Dad and I had a fight on the day before I went to school. Scorpius. This I am aware of. I believe it kind of got us into this mess. Albus. I threw the blanket across the room. It collided with a love potion that Uncle Ron gave me as a joke. Scorpius. He's a funny guy. Albus. The potion spilt and the blanket was covered in it, and I happen to know for a fact that Mum hasn't let Dad touch that room since I left it. Scorpius. So? Albus. So it's coming up to Hallows Eve in their time as well as ours. And he told me he always finds that blanket. He needs to be with it on Hallows Eve. It was the last thing his mum gave him, so he will look for it, and when he finds it... Scorpius. No, still not getting you. Albus. What reacts with pearl dust? Scorpius. Well, it is said that if tincture of demiguise and pearl dust meet, they'll burn. Albus. And this tincture of... He's unsure how to say the word. Demiguise visible to the naked eye? Scorpius. No. Albus. So if we were to get that blanket and write on it in tincture of demiguise, then... Scorpius. Eureka. Nothing would react to it until it came into contact with a love potion. In your room, in the present. By Dumbledore, I love it. Albus. We'll just need to work out where to find some demiguises. Scorpius. You know, rumor has it Bathilda Bagshot never saw the point in witches and wizards locking their doors. The door swings open. Rumor was right. Time to steal some wands and get potioning.